Hello and welcome back to another episode of Empowering People with Energy. Today we're looking forward to talking to Cheryl Mele, our Vice President of Customer Care and Corporate Communications. Stay tuned. Welcome, Cheryl, to our podcast, Empowering People with Energy.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm glad to be here.
You know, I am so excited to have you, not only on this podcast, but in our company. And I recruited you heavily for some time. And you've been with us now for less than a year, and you've had 2 senior jobs. Now, before we get to your specific role, what drew you to El Paso? What made you move from Austin to here?
Well, really the opportunity, right, Kelly? I see where this company is and the opportunities that we have to really move this utility forward. I really enjoy thinking about the fact that we deliver such a vital resource to all of our customers. And so the opportunity to get back into another utility after Austin Energy was just very intriguing to me, one that really was starting from a different place than where I left Austin Energy. And just working together with you and the rest of the team, we're going to do great things here.
I'm glad to hear that excitement. I recently moved, and I know you're going to find the most welcoming group of people you've ever met here in El Paso. Now, you have an important role here, and one that I really take so seriously, the customer care and our corporate communications. Talk a little bit about that role and roles you've had in the past that led you to this role.
Yeah, as you know, and maybe all of our viewers don't, but I think many people do know that my background really is very operational. I spent 24 years working for Austin Energy. I spent all of that time working in operations, from a power plant manager to, director of system ops and on into the chief operating role. But being able now to really engage with the customers directly, and really helping educate customers about where we are in the utility space now is just such a great opportunity for me. And I can translate the things about the grid, the things about power plants, the things about the technology change, in different ways for our customers.
You know what I think most people don't know, that there's so many components that go into delivering fabulous customer service, but a lot of it has to do with technology. And we're glad to have your experience here. And a lot of it has to do with being able to look at our customers differently. You and I have been doing this a long time. I think about 30,
for sure. Yeah.
30 years each. And during that time frame, we have seen such an evolution of how we think about our customers. Back in our day, we called them ratepayers even.
Right.
Talk about that evolution and where we are today, from ratepayers to here, and what you've seen happen over that time period.
Well, that's right. We started out not really being, close to our customers, right? Really not thinking about what does the customer need, but thinking about we're delivering service, we're delivering reliability, they should be happy.
Right.
And that's just not enough anymore, right? Customers care about sustainability, and we care about sustainability.
We do.
We want our customers to be better users of our product now, right? Because we all know that the more we all consume at the same time on a hot summer day, the more that drives cost. And so teaching customers and providing customers information about their usage so that they can become more educated is really something that we need to do. And then changing the customer experience. Right? They don't want to all get the same level of service anymore. Some people want to call us. Some people want to use an app. And we need to reflect those and things that we offer, and also remind customers that a lot of the changes we make are things that make energy more affordable for them.
Right, and affordability is key. We keep talking about we have to do all things. We have to be affordable, we have to be reliable, we have to be sustainable. And what you're pointing to is our evolution from ratepayer to customer to partner. Now, a lot of people say it's hard to be a partner when you're in a forced marriage. And I think what a lot of people don't have great appreciation for throughout the world in the grid operations, the T&D, that it is one provider, a sole provider, and we hear this monopoly word used a lot, but that was done for very good reasons. So we didn't have a lot of investment that was duplicated, and it would keep prices low. But how do we think about that partnership in the terms of this forced marriage, sole provider status. How do we make that work better?
Yeah, I always think about that partnership as, first of all, listening to the customers. Customers have a voice, right? And, because we are in this forced marriage and that sole provider, I think it requires that we go above and beyond in really thinking about how we deliver, best-in-class service. We think about the service that we expect from Amazon and FedEx. And, we know all along the way where our package is, what's getting delivered.
Right.
For years, our customers have been able to get the bill in the mail and look at what they did last month. But we're not really providing them in the past information that helps them use our product more wisely. And so as we look forward to the things we can do for customers, new metering, that they'll be able to access in 15-minute intervals of what their consumption looks
Right.
like. That gives me control, right? If I'm a customer who's unhappy with the last bill I got, now I'm going to go online, I'm going to register, I'm going to be able to look at what my consumption patterns are. Or call and get that information from my customer service staff, right? They're here to help people understand what's going on with their bill.
We think about all the time this partnership of what supply and demand, meaning, our customers want energy at a certain time, and you just alluded to this, a certain time, and they want it when they want it, and that's the demand. And then we have the supply. But sometimes the cost of what we think we want is a little bit bigger than we want to pay.
Right.
And that's for a number of things. And when we think about our partnership of a supply and demand, I don't think that has been really in our consciousness, that you ask for something and we provide it. So how can we all ask for better things together and provide better things? And I think what you're referring to is giving people the line of sight to see, like, if you use this now, it will cost this. But if you use power after our peak at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, it's cheaper for us to produce, and it could be cheaper for you to use. But getting the tools for them and the information for them, I think that's what you're pointing to. That's key, right?
That's key. Absolutely. And the average person doesn't know that. We've been in the business for 30 years, right, Kelly? That's why we know that. But I don't think the industry has always been good at explaining that to customers, right? Yes, we want you to be cool and comfortable during the heat of the day, but could you just bump that thermostat up a couple of degrees? It really may go a long ways to saving future investments that we want to make or don't have to make. And lowering your bill, and don't do the laundry in the heat of the day.
Well,
right?
You and I were talking today that we're so excited to have an app that gives us information about how we compare with our neighbors. And you were bragging that you're the best in your neighborhood because you have a Nest thermostat, right?
Two Nest thermostats, upstairs and downstairs, right?
I don't favor as well, but I have 2 electric cars, so I have an excuse. But I love that you can see how you're driving usage, right? Yeah. So one thing we've been doing, and I know you and your team have been doing a lot, is making sure we get a lot of input from our customers and that we talk to them in a different way. But sometimes it's hard to talk to individual customers because we have 450,000 of them. Right. And I know you've established 2 customer advisory partnerships that represent those customers. Talk a little bit about them and what we've seen so far.
Yeah, so we established our customer advisory partnership, one in New Mexico and one in Texas, to make sure that we get the input from those different regions, right? Those are different service, there are common service territory, but they may have different interests. And so already in the couple of meetings that we've had, we've gotten great ideas. Again, that idea of listening to the customers. They can't represent every residential customer, but they can give us good insight into what's important in their community. In New Mexico, they established networks for us working with the local school districts and the Promotora networks to help us get information out to customers who needed to take advantage of assistance programs, to get the forms, get them filled out so that you can get the assistance that you qualify for. For whatever reason, we didn't think of those networks.
No,
but the community knows their community, they know their networks, they know who people listen to, and we've had great success there.
And that's tangible, right? A tangible problem. We know
Right.
people got behind their energy bills, and there was actual money for them.
Right.
But we couldn't connect the money with the
Right.
people that needed help, and that's where our community comes in a very tangible way.
Right.
And from those meetings and so many, we've come up with this idea of we're in this together.
Right.
When I know a lot of people think, we just give and they just take, but we truly, especially now, we're in this whole energy spectrum together. making it more affordable, making it more sustainable, and for us, it's more, we probably have the whole handle on making it more reliable. So when we say we're in this together, what do we mean by that? How do we think about it? We look out to our public and our customers and say, hey, we're in this together. What does that mean?
Yeah, I think it really is treating each other like partners, right? We would like to build a trusted relationship with customers, and I think that is the first thing we need to do, right? That they know that they can get good, reliable information from us. And once we, I think establish that relationship with them,
right,
then we can do great things,
yeah,
right? This community is in the desert. We're seeing the impacts of climate change, and so we all need to pull together and do what pieces we can do. And so I think it's going to be a great partnership as we move forward, and really helping people understand we all want more renewable energy. But as we all hear, the sun doesn't always shine, the wind doesn't always blow. It requires some additional resources in that portfolio too, right?
Right.
But if we avoid doing things at the wrong time of day and do them at the right time of day, all those resources work much better together.
And those are sometimes complicated conversations to have, and that's the reason we're trying to have so many more of them in very different avenues. And I think what I take great confidence in, I know you do too, because we've talked about it, people in this region love this region. And they want to we all want to do the right things. The 1,200 families that are represented at El Paso Electric, we all want to do the right thing. And sometimes we have to show people what that looks like. And I know you and your team are creating all kinds of good tools to help people do just that, to be partners, to be in it together. Why don't you tell us, our listeners, about some of the cool tools we have?
Right. So we needed to change the way that customers can do business with us, right? That's something they tell us. We want you to be easier to do business with, whether it's a business customer or a residential customer. They want it to be easy. So we've added some additional features on our webpage so that customers can go on the webpage, find information. We've adopted a tool called O-Power. You mentioned how I was excited and bragging about the fact that I'm in, 25% less than the rest of the homes in my neighborhood in terms of energy consumption. So we want customers to get that type of information, and I can show us a few of those.
Yeah, let's. We got this little screen back here.
So, manage my account. Go to our website, sign on, log in. Set yourself up. You need to know your account number, but get yourself started, and then there's a lot of features that we have. What's my amount due? You'd be amazed at the number of phone calls we get, just people wanting to check their balance. You can do that for yourself 24 hours a day.
Now before you go, write this paperless billing thing. One of my favorites.
Yeah, isn't that one of all of our favorites? Paperless billing, right? We've talked about this a lot. Customers, some customers still want to get that paper bill. I think the majority of them take that paper and we'll throw it in the garbage, or maybe don't even open it at all, because they also can go to their paperless billing or to our website and pay their bill. But we want people to sign up for paperless billing. We save postage, we save paper, we save the printing, and the customers ultimately are the ones that pay for that. And so
I was so surprised. We were at all the districts where we gave, as you know, and you were there for many of them, where we gave presentations about our rate requests. And it was surprising to some people when we said, you pay for the postage and the bills, and this is how much it costs a month. It's one of our largest bills is the U.S. Postal Service. And they're like, oh, we pay for it. Maybe I don't need a paper bill. And that's some of the conversations we're having now. Like, I know you think you might want it, but do you want to pay for it?
Right.
And I think that's where given this information and given this option, it will really help.
That's right. And we're already up to over 80,000 customers with paperless bills. And that's saving $38,000 a month.
And
isn't that amazing?
$38,000
a month just to get an envelope and a piece of paper they can get online.
No, I love that story.
And, just managing my account, enrolling, just using this system is so much easier than that paper bill and writing a check and putting it in the mail or driving down here to see us. But this is the kind of information that we can get on that, right? What's my previous year's consumption? What's my current year's consumption? And if I want to, I can go to the O-Power features within the system and compare how I'm doing compared to my neighbors. Just a little gamification, right? Isn't that a fun thing to do?
But also they have tips to lower your bill. And I love that feature too, where you can look and say, how can I
Right.
lower my bill?
Yeah, and not only can you do it on the webpage, but as you see behind us, you can do it on your phone.
Yeah.
We've launched an app too, right? Because so many of us, that's kind of where
Yeah,
our life happens, is on that phone in our palm. And so you can download our app, you can sign up, and you can do all of the same things that you can do online.
Right, because if it's on an app, I don't do it. If you don't have an app, I won't. I don't. If it's not an app, it doesn't exist in my world.
Right.
So I'm glad to see, and I like the app. It's easy to use. So I'm excited that we've launched that.
Right, and that's just making ourselves more modern, right? And again, easier to do business with. That's
Yes.
what our customers want.
Yes, ease,
I
simplicity.
can be on vacation, forgot to pay my bill, I can go in and pay it. Or you can sign up in that app for electronic fund transfers.
Right.
And then you never have to worry about it again.
Right.
Right.
And I know we are making it easy for people to talk to us through our mobile chat and other avenues. We're sitting here today in a customer service center, but we're seeing that, there are fewer people that may need to come in here if we use the chat and we use other tools. So you said it earlier, but I just want to underscore, we want to have a variety of options to talk to us, and you had said this to me earlier, and I think you said it today. We want to connect with people in the way that works for them.
Right.
So that's
Right.
exciting for me.
And that's so important, right? How do the customers want to connect? And again, some people just want to get that notice that my bill's running high or my bill's ready, and just making it easier so that we don't have to take up so much time in their
Right.
day. We did expand our customer service hours, and that's great. And I think my team does a fabulous job in delivering, a positive customer experience. But
and
it's
some-
kind of out of the way for a lot of people.
It is, but think about just our customer service reps that are on the phone. We were in a meeting yesterday, and so many of them have worked here for so long. We had 2 women who have been here for 45 years
Right.
each, and they have such experience ready to help you. So I think we're really rich with talent and experience to help our customers too.
Right, absolutely.
So we have simple tools. We're looking at how we can connect and be more intimate with our customers, how we can take feedback and put that into our plans. And it's part of what we call transforming the energy landscape. Now, I know you've heard me say that we have all the good words, right? Energy, light, power, charge. And this whole idea of transforming the energy landscape just doesn't refer to what we deliver, the energy and power. It refers to our energy and how we serve our customers. When you think about this, transforming our energy landscape and customer care and communications, how do you think about it, and how do you think it will show up for our customers?
Yeah. Well, first of all, timely, transparent.
Yes.
All of those things are important, right? Making sure that customers can follow us on social media, right? Because a lot of, our newest customers, right? Those people that are younger than you and I, that's how they get their news, that's how they get their information.
Right.
So making sure we've got a strong presence in social media, recognizing that we need to get out into the communities and do some education, right? How do we engage? How do we engage in schools? How do we engage with youth? But, how can we make sure that we're out there where people can find us and hear us?
Right?
Right. It's not just on the phones, and the app is great, but it's not just on the app. We've also got to talk about it and celebrate it.
Yes.
And from our Texas Customer Advisory Partnership, one of the things we heard was be fun, have contests. And so we're thinking about
Yes.
that, right? What are the ways that we can take some of these competitive uses of, am I the most efficient or least efficient user in my neighborhood?
Right.
And make those into games for people.
Yes.
So that we can have a little fun and really continue growing our brand, not just as reliable and trustworthy, but fun and creative.
A little more fun, right? Well, you and I are both the recipients of information from a younger generation. Both, you had triplets, but I didn't have those. But I have a 24-year-old and a 16-year-old, and we get to understand that demographic, and we're lucky here in our region. We are growing.
Right.
We have a young demographic, so it's more important for us than maybe other utilities to be accessible and fun and a little bit more creative. So
Right.
we're lucky that our region is growing and that we continue to have a demographic that serves the future. So that's something else I know that you're thinking about as well. Well, is there anything else we haven't covered today that you want our viewers to hear?
Well, I think, Kelly, just, keep watching. We're going to do great things here. We're going to be a world-class utility that our whole community can be proud of. And you talked about this community already in my, less than a month actually living daily in El Paso, I can tell that this community is just warm and welcoming and on the move.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
They are on the move.
We're on the move.
And so we're going to help propel that.
So you heard it here. We're going to be a utility, and we hope we already are, that this region can be proud of. We're going to solve for reliability and affordability and sustainability, and we are going to be in this together. Cheryl Mele, Vice President of Customer Care and Corporate Communications, thank you for joining us today where we empower people with energy, and thank you for joining us. And stay tuned for other exciting episodes. And if you have enjoyed us today, like us, give us a thumbs up, follow us. And below you can leave a comment and always reach out to us. We are welcoming your thoughts and ideas as we transform our energy landscape together. See you next time.